The stars stretched endlessly across the sky as Captain Lyra Vale's ship, Aurora's Dawn, descended toward the distant planet of Arendor. It was a world that had fascinated scientists for decades, a planet with glowing forests, floating crystals, and rumors of intelligent life that had vanished long ago. Lyra had spent her whole career chasing mysteries like this, and now she stood on the threshold of something extraordinary. The landing was smooth, guided by her precise calculations. As the ship touched the surface, the ground seemed to hum softly beneath its weight. Lyra opened her eyes, taking in the scene. The sky shimmered with a greenish-blue glow, and strange, translucent clouds drifted lazily across the horizon. Trees with luminous leaves rose high into the sky, bending slightly as if they were aware of her presence. And between the trees, crystalline structures floated in midair, reflecting light like massive prisms. "This is incredible," muttered Dr. Samir Rao, the team's xenobiologist. He stepped out of the ship, his boots crunching on the sparkling soil. "I've studied alien ecosystems, but I've never seen anything like this." Lyra nodded, her gaze scanning the horizon. "Keep your sensors on. Something about this place feels different, alive, in ways we can't measure yet." They began to set up the temporary camp near a cluster of towering crystals. The crew moved with efficiency, placing sensors, energy fields, and recording devices. Lyra, however, kept looking beyond the camp into the shadowy depths of the glowing forest. It was there she first felt it. A presence. Not physical, not something she could touch or see clearly, but a sensation of being watched. She turned her head sharply, but the forest seemed empty. A faint rustle of leaves, a shimmer of light between the trees, nothing more. Yet the feeling lingered, a quiet awareness that they were not alone. "Captain," Dr. Rao called. "The readings are unusual. Something large, moving, but it's not in our database. No energy signature, no heat. It's almost like it's invisible." Lyra's brow furrowed. "Then it's intelligent," she said quietly. "Nothing natural moves without leaving a trace. Keep your eyes open. Everyone. We don't know what we're dealing with. Then, we don't know what we're dealing with." Hours passed, and the alien presence remained elusive. The crew explored the area cautiously, scanning for life forms, recording everything. Every so often, a crystal would shimmer brighter, or a leaf would bend slightly toward them, as if reacting to their movements. By evening, Lyra stood alone near the edge of the forest. The sun of Arendor was low, casting long shadows across the crystalline ground. She breathed deeply, feeling a strange calm wash over her. Then, in the corner of her vision, she saw it. A figure, barely visible, moving gracefully among the trees. Its form was fluid, constantly shifting, shimmering like liquid light. Lyra froze. It didn't move like any animal or human she had ever seen. There was no weapon, no face, no mouth to speak. And yet, somehow, it watched her. She whispered to herself, "Who are you?" The figure didn't answer, of course. It simply paused, its presence folding into the shadows, watching with patience and intelligence. Lyra felt no fear, only awe. The air seemed to hum softly around her, and for a moment, the world felt like it was holding its breath. Back at the camp, the team noticed her absence. "Captain? Where are you?" called First Officer Hannah Lasker. "I'm fine," Lyra replied, though her voice trembled slightly with excitement. The crew gathered, and Lyra described what she had seen. Dr. Rao looked skeptical, but intrigued. "If what you saw is intelligent, it's unlike anything on our records. Its energy is subtle, almost conscious. It's observing, learning, maybe even testing us." Lyra nodded. Exactly. And I think it's waiting for something. Or someone. The night on Arendor was unlike any night on Earth. Stars shimmered in unfamiliar patterns, and the glowing forest cast soft light across the crystalline terrain. Lyra and her crew took shifts, guarding the camp, monitoring the alien presence that seemed ever watchful but never hostile. Over the next few days, the alien's behavior became clearer. It never attacked, never destroyed anything, but it appeared at moments when the humans were alone, studying the environment or collecting samples. Sometimes, the plants and crystals would subtly rearrange themselves in response to the humans' actions. An item left on the ground would be gently moved to a safer spot, or a plant that had been trampled would stand upright again. The crew began to whisper among themselves. "It's helping us," said Lasker one evening, staring at a sample of glowing moss that had been carefully repaired after their initial clumsy collection. "Or testing us," Dr. Rao replied. "It's intelligent. It's watching how we behave." Lyra felt the truth in both statements. This was no ordinary life form. It was more than a guardian. It was a silent witness to their actions. A being that seemed to measure intent, not just presence. One afternoon, Lyra ventured deeper into the crystalline forest alone, drawn by a subtle pulse she couldn't ignore. The alien appeared again, its form shifting gracefully in the light. It didn't approach. It simply hovered, watching. Lyra raised her hands slowly. "I mean no harm," she said. The words felt strange, almost silly, spoken to a being that did not speak back. The alien shimmered brighter, as if acknowledging her words, then vanished into the forest, leaving a trail of soft luminescence that faded like mist. Lyra felt a shiver run through her. This creature, whatever it was, understood her. Returning to the camp, she gathered the crew. "It's trying to communicate," she said. "Not with words, but with presence. We need to observe carefully and respect it. There's something here we aren't ready to understand yet." That night, Lyra couldn't sleep. She lay on the observation deck, staring at the glowing forest. The alien's silence was more powerful than any language. It spoke in ways humans had forgotten through patience, observation, and quiet judgment. Lyra realized that the alien had been waiting a long time for someone like her to arrive. Someone who could witness, understand, and maybe carry its message beyond the forest. As the first light of Arendor's sun crept over the horizon, Lyra felt a sense of purpose unlike any she had known. She wasn't just exploring a new planet. She had been chosen, in some unspoken way, to learn a truth that had been hidden for centuries. And somewhere in the forest, the alien waited, its form shimmering like a promise. Lyra knew that the real adventure had only just begun. The silence of Arendor was not empty. It was full of stories, full of wisdom, and now it had chosen to speak through her. Captain Lyra Vale took a deep breath and whispered to herself, "We will understand. We will learn." The wind rustled the glowing leaves, carrying a faint, almost musical sound. And for the first time, Lyra felt as if the planet itself was listening and waiting for humanity to rise to the challenge. The morning sun spread a gentle light over Arendor, painting the forest with shades of emerald and gold. Captain Lyra Vale stood at the edge of the camp, her eyes scanning the glowing trees and floating crystals. The alien, which she had glimpsed only a few times before, remained on her mind. Its presence was subtle, yet unmistakable, a consciousness that observed everything without a sound. "Captain," said Dr. Samir Rao, holding a portable sensor device. "I've been monitoring the forest overnight. There's a pattern here. The alien, or whatever it is, seems to follow us in a deliberate way. It's not random. Look at this." He pointed to a holographic display showing the last 24 hours of sensor readings. Invisible to the human eye, subtle energy shifts moved in smooth arcs, always near the humans but never too close. Lyra studied the patterns carefully. "It's intelligent," she said slowly. "It's studying us, maybe judging us. But why? What could it want?" Dr. Rao shrugged. "It might be testing our behavior. Or maybe it's curious. Some forms of life are naturally cautious." Lyra nodded. But inside, she felt something deeper. This being was not only observing. It was communicating in its own way. A way humans had yet to understand. She had felt it during her first encounter, a sense that it knew her thoughts, intentions, and choices. The crew moved through the glowing forest cautiously that morning, collecting samples of luminescent plants and floating crystals. Every so often, a plant would bend toward them, a crystal would shift, or an unusual shimmer would appear in the shadows. The crew began to sense that the forest itself was alive, reacting to their presence, and perhaps guided by the alien intelligence. First Officer Hannah Lasker frowned as she held a sample of glowing moss. "This moss wasn't like this yesterday," she said. "It looks healthier. Did someone tamper with it?" Lyra shook her head. "No. I think the alien fixed it, observed our mistakes, and corrected them. It's subtle, but deliberate." The team exchanged uneasy glances. Helping humans in secret was one thing. Testing them without consent was another. Yet, none of them felt fear. The alien's actions were precise, careful, and never harmful. Its silence spoke more than words could. As the day wore on, Lyra ventured further into the forest alone. She had an instinct, a feeling pulling her toward the center of Arendor, toward something ancient and important. The alien appeared again, its form more visible this time, shimmering like flowing liquid light. It hovered a few meters away, observing her every movement. Lyra raised a hand in greeting. "I want to understand you," she said softly. "I don't know your language, but I can feel your intention. I think you're waiting for me." The alien shimmered brighter, pulsing softly as if acknowledging her words. Then it moved a few steps away and stopped, pointing its fluid form toward the deeper forest. Lyra understood. It wanted her to follow. Returning to the camp to gather the team, she explained what had happened. "It's leading us somewhere," she said. "I don't know what it wants us to find, but we should go together." Dr. Rao's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Finally, a direct lead. Let's prepare carefully. This could be a monumental discovery." By late afternoon, the team followed the alien through the forest. The ground beneath their feet glowed softly with every step, and the air hummed with a gentle energy. Lyra felt as if the planet itself was guiding them, bending its environment around them. Birds or creatures resembling birds flew silently above, their feathers reflecting the radiant light. After a few hours of walking, they arrived at a series of floating crystalline arches, arranged in an intricate pattern. Each arch shimmered in colors that shifted with the team's movements, as if reacting to their presence. The alien paused here, its form glowing brighter than ever. Lyra stepped forward cautiously. "This is magnificent. It looks like some kind of gateway. But to what?" The alien moved closer to the largest arch and hovered near a cluster of energy glyphs etched into the crystal. Its form pulsed in rhythm with the light patterns, as if demonstrating a sequence, a code. Dr. Rao examined the glyphs. "I've never seen symbols like this. But the pattern, it's repeating. It's intentional. Maybe it's a message." Lyra crouched, studying the symbols carefully. "I think it's trying to show us something. Not with words, but through form and light. We have to be patient and observe." Hours passed as the team carefully recorded the patterns and movements. The alien remained, observing their reactions, adjusting the energy fields, and guiding them toward a clearer understanding. Lyra realized that this being was not merely watching, it was teaching them, communicating in ways humans had forgotten. through observation, intuition, and harmony with the environment. By evening, the team made camp near the arches. The alien hovered nearby, shimmering faintly in the moonlight. Lyra sat outside her tent, staring at it, wondering about its history. It's intelligent, beyond anything we know, she whispered. It could have lived for centuries, maybe millennia, and it's still patient, waiting for the right humans to appear. Lasker, sitting beside her, nodded. Do you think it's dangerous? Lyra shook her head. No. I think it's more cautious than we are. It's testing our intentions, not threatening us. It's looking for something. Perhaps someone who can understand it. The alien's presence was constant, yet never oppressive. Its form changed with the environment, sometimes barely visible, sometimes shimmering like molten light. And though it did not speak, Lyra felt a strange connection. It responded to her thoughts, her movements, her choices. It was as if it could measure the goodness and intentions of humans, quietly judging whether they were worthy of the knowledge it had protected for centuries. The following day, Lyra decided to explore a deeper part of the forest alone. She felt drawn to a faint hum that seemed to resonate from the earth itself. As she walked, she noticed the alien moving ahead of her, gently guiding her path. Plants shifted slightly as she approached, making the way easier, as though it was clearing obstacles for her. She reached a small clearing where crystals grew directly from the soil, forming delicate towers. Light refracted through them, scattering in every direction. In the center of the clearing was a pool of clear water, reflecting the sky above. The alien hovered near the pool, its form pulsing softly. Lyra knelt and touched the water. She looked at the alien and spoke quietly. I understand now. You're not just observing. You're guiding us. You want us to see, to learn, to remember. The alien shimmered brightly and then extended a tendril-like form toward the pool. The water rippled and a vision appeared, faint and holographic. Lyra gasped. The image showed humans long ago interacting with creatures like this alien, living in harmony with the glowing forests and floating crystals. They built cities that blended with the environment, used knowledge wisely, and respected life in all forms. The vision faded as quickly as it appeared. Lyra's heart raced. This is incredible. We thought we were the first, but there were humans here before. And this being, she looked at the alien with reverence. It's been waiting for us to remember. Returning to the camp, Lyra shared her discovery with the team. Dr. Rao's voice trembled with excitement. If this is true, it changes everything we know about human history. We are not alone in our own past. The alien remained nearby. Watching their reactions, Lyra realized that its silence had a purpose. It was not for intimidation or fear, but for guidance. Through its quiet observation, it could teach patience, understanding, and responsibility. That night, Lyra sat outside once more, looking at the stars above. She knew that the alien was not just a creature of Arendor. It was a keeper of truth, a silent guardian of human history and potential. Its watchful presence was a challenge and a gift, testing whether humanity could rise to meet the wisdom it offered. As the camp slept, the alien moved silently through the forest, its form barely noticeable among the glowing trees. And though it did not speak, Lyra felt its message clearly. Observe, learn, and prepare. For the journey ahead will reveal truths that cannot be spoken in words. The forest whispered in harmony with the alien's presence, and Lyra understood that Arendor was alive in ways they had only begun to comprehend. And somewhere deep within its glowing heart, the alien waited, patient, silent, and full of wisdom, guiding humans toward a truth that had been hidden for centuries. The glowing forest of Arendor stretched endlessly, each tree radiating soft light, and every crystal reflecting colors Lyra had never seen before. Captain Lyra Vale and her team followed the alien deeper into the heart of the forest. Unlike before, the alien no longer stayed hidden. It guided them deliberately, moving slowly and deliberately, as if leading the humans towards something important. Dr. Samir Rao adjusted his sensors, recording every movement, every subtle energy pulse that emanated from the alien. "Captain," he said, "it's as if the alien is aware of our emotions, our curiosity, hesitation, even our fears are reflected in the readings." Lyra nodded, her eyes fixed on the shimmering figure. "It's not just observing us. It's teaching us how to see and understand. We have to pay attention. Every action, every choice, matters here." The alien led them to a clearing, where a series of ancient stone tablets were arranged in a circle. The tablets were unlike anything the team had ever encountered. They were covered with energy glyphs that glowed faintly, shifting with the light. Each symbol seemed alive, moving slightly as if responding to their presence. Lyra stepped forward, carefully examining the glyphs. "They're a language, or at least a system of communication, but I've never seen anything like this." Dr. Rao knelt beside her, scanning the tablets. "I think it's telling a story. Look at the sequences, the way the glyphs repeat and flow. It's like a record, not just decoration. This could be the history of Arendor and the beings that lived here before us." Lyra's heart raced. Could this be a record of humans who had once lived on this planet? The idea seemed impossible. Yet the energy of the forest, the careful guidance of the alien, and the glowing glyphs all suggested it was true. The alien floated near the largest tablet, pulsing its light in a rhythmic pattern. Lyra noticed that the pulses synchronized with certain glyphs. Slowly, she began to recognize a connection, a pattern between light, movement, and meaning. "It's showing us something," Lyra whispered. "It wants us to understand. This is a message, not a warning. It's history, guidance, and instruction all at once." For hours, they studied the glyphs. Lyra discovered that certain symbols represented ideas rather than words. Unity, growth, care, and responsibility. Others told of events, civilizations rising and falling, alliances between beings, and moments of profound understanding. Then she saw it. Images of humans, similar to them, working alongside beings like the alien. Cities built from living crystals and forests. Homes that harmonized with nature, not dominated it. Humans had once walked this planet, not as conquerors, but as partners, learning from and teaching the alien species. Dr. Rao's voice trembled with excitement. "Captain, this means humans and these beings had a shared history. We weren't the first intelligent species here, but perhaps we are the next to learn from them." The alien floated closer, its pulses growing brighter. Lyra felt the presence in a way she hadn't before, as if it were inviting her to touch the glyphs. She reached out, and the energy of the symbols flowed through her fingertips. Visions filled her mind. Humans and aliens working together, learning, creating, and understanding. She saw mistakes made human greed, fear, and impatience, but also saw moments of great wisdom, compassion, and courage. "It's showing us the consequences of our actions," she whispered. "Not just here, but in the galaxy. Knowledge is power, but it must be used wisely. That's why it has waited for us." Lasker stepped closer, awe in her eyes. "Captain, the alien, it wants us to continue this legacy. To learn, remember, and act responsibly." Lyra nodded slowly. "Yes, and I think it's giving us the tools. If we understand this history, we can prevent the mistakes of the past." The alien guided them further into the clearing, toward a hidden entrance beneath a cluster of floating crystals. The entrance led to a chamber carved into the heart of the planet. Inside, the walls were lined with crystalline nodes, each glowing softly. When Lyra touched one, a wave of energy coursed through her, and she realized these were memory nodes, repositories of knowledge from the humans who had once lived here. These nodes contain the experiences of humans, Lyra said, her voice filled with wonder. Their discoveries, their wisdom, even their failures. The alien preserved it all. Dr. Rao examined a node, activating it. Holographic images filled the chamber. Humans interacting with the alien species, creating technologies that blended science and nature, learning to live in harmony. Lyra watched, fascinated, as the visions showed civilizations thriving, then slowly fading due to misuse of knowledge or disregard for the balance of life. It's a record and a lesson, Lyra said. The alien isn't just preserving history. It's showing us what we can achieve and what we must avoid. The team spent hours in the chamber, absorbing as much as they could. The alien moved among them, guiding their attention to specific nodes, pulsing with light when they approached the most important records. Lyra realized that this being had spent centuries or longer waiting for humans capable of understanding and valuing this knowledge. As they explored, Lyra found a glyph that seemed different from the others. It pulsed with a stronger light, and when she touched it, a vision filled her mind a moment from the past. A human child, curious and kind, interacted with the alien, showing courage and understanding beyond their years. The alien's form had shimmered, guiding the child, and together they had discovered a truth. Knowledge and responsibility must go hand in hand. Lyra stepped back, awestruck. The alien's silence. It wasn't emptiness. It was waiting, testing, guiding. And now, it's showing us that the same values are needed again. The chamber's energy shifted, and the alien pulsed brighter than ever. It hovered near Lyra, almost as if it were communicating a single, simple truth. Humans have the potential to rise to the challenge, but only if they choose wisdom, cooperation, and care over greed and haste. We need to take this knowledge back, Lyra said softly. Not just for science, but for humanity. If we understand and respect it, we can create a better future. The alien responded with a gentle pulse, almost like approval. Lyra knew that it had chosen her and her team as the ones worthy of carrying this knowledge forward. Their actions, patience, and respect had earned the alien's trust. As they prepared to leave the chamber, Lyra looked back at the glowing glyphs and crystalline nodes. The alien remained behind, pulsing softly, its form blending with the light of the chamber. She felt a deep connection, as if the alien's wisdom had become part of her. This isn't just history, she said to the team. It's a guide, a way for humanity to learn from itself, through the lessons of those who came before. The alien has preserved more than knowledge. It's preserved hope. The forest outside glowed gently as they emerged from the chamber. The alien led them back through the crystalline arches, guiding them carefully. The team moved quietly, each member reflecting on what they had seen. Lasker whispered, "Captain, it's like the alien knew we needed to see this. It guided us to the truth, without ever speaking a word." Lyra smiled softly. Yes, its silence speaks louder than anything else. And now, the next step is ours. We must understand, remember, and act wisely. The knowledge we carry is a gift and a responsibility. That night, as the team camped near the arches, the alien hovered silently above the clearing, its light dimming as the stars of Arendor shone brightly. Lyra gazed at it, feeling a profound respect and gratitude. For centuries, this being had waited for humans capable of understanding its purpose. And now, the message had unfolded, revealing a path forward. The alien's silence had spoken a great truth. Knowledge is meaningless without understanding, and wisdom is useless without action. Lyra knew that she and her team were the first to receive this gift, and it was their duty to carry it back to humanity. Arendor's glowing forest whispered softly in the night, and the alien watched over the humans like a patient guardian. Lyra lay in her tent, thinking of the visions, the glyphs, and the lessons. The alien's guidance had only just begun, and she felt certain that the greatest discoveries were yet to come. The forest hummed, alive with light and memory, as if it remembered every step humans had taken and waited for the next choice they would make. And somewhere deep within its heart, the alien waited, silent but present, ready to guide those who sought truth, understanding, and the wisdom to use it well. Captain Lyra Vale closed her eyes, filled with determination. The message had unfolded, the ancient knowledge was revealed, and the journey was far from over. Humanity's potential was closing in, and the alien's silent guidance was the key to unlocking it. The following morning, the glowing forest of Arendor felt different. The air was thicker, charged with a quiet energy that made the skin tingle. Captain Lyra Vale stood at the edge of the crystalline clearing, looking out at the floating light crystals and towering trees. The alien had guided them here before, but today, its presence was more deliberate, almost insistent. "We're close to something," Lyra said, her voice steady. "I can feel it. The alien is leading us into a part of the forest it hasn't taken anyone before." Dr. Samir Rao adjusted his sensors nervously. "I've been monitoring the energy pulses. They're stronger here than anywhere else. It's almost as if the planet itself is alive, reacting to us, and waiting." Lyra nodded. "Then we proceed carefully. Remember, we're not intruders, we're guests. And the alien? It's testing us, I think. We must show that we can respect its trust and the knowledge it guards." The team followed the alien deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller, their glowing leaves forming a canopy so thick that sunlight barely touched the forest floor. Strange vines with translucent tendrils moved slowly, adjusting as the humans passed. Every step felt like walking through a living puzzle, a carefully arranged environment that responded to intent. After several hours, the alien paused near a massive crystalline structure that rose like a tower from the forest floor. Its surface shimmered with moving lights, reflecting the forest around it. At its base was a circular platform, engraved with more energy glyphs. Lyra stepped forward cautiously. This is a test. I can feel it. The alien is showing us that knowledge comes with responsibility. And before we can proceed further, it wants to see what we're made of." Dr. Rao frowned. "What kind of test?" "2. I don't know yet," Lyra admitted. "But I think it will measure our choices, not our strength. Our character, our morality, how we treat each other, how we treat knowledge, how we treat life itself." The alien hovered above the platform, pulsing with light. As the humans approached, the crystalline tower responded. A wave of energy swept over them, projecting visions into their minds. Each member of the crew saw different scenarios, moments from their own lives, choices they had made, and possible outcomes based on their decisions. Lasker gasped. "It's showing us ourselves, our mistakes, and what could happen if we're careless." Lyra nodded. "Exactly. It's not just a challenge of intellect, it's a challenge of character. The alien is asking us to prove that we can be responsible with the knowledge it will entrust to us." The visions grew more vivid. Lyra saw herself making decisions that could affect not only her crew, but entire populations on Earth. The alien's silent test revealed the weight of human actions and the consequences that followed. She felt a deep sense of responsibility, realizing that this knowledge was not just a gift, it was a duty. Meanwhile, Dr. Rao faced visions of greed and ambition. He saw himself taking shortcuts, ignoring wisdom for personal gain, and the consequences of those actions. But as he recognized his flaws, he also saw moments of courage, empathy, and collaboration. Slowly, he understood that the alien was not condemning him, it was teaching him. The test continued. Each crew member confronted with choices that measured their morality, empathy, and wisdom. The forest itself seemed alive in response, plants bending and crystals pulsing according to their actions. The alien observed silently, its form a flowing river of light, reflecting the thoughts and intentions of those it watched. Hours passed, yet no one spoke aloud. The visions were overwhelming, yet enlightening. Lyra guided her crew through each scenario, helping them understand what the alien expected. She realized that the test was not meant to be easy. It required self-awareness, humility, and cooperation. At one point, a vision showed a group of humans from the past, similar to her team, misusing knowledge, causing harm to the planet and its guardians. The alien pulsed brighter, almost as if urging Lyra to understand the lesson. "We must not repeat their mistakes," she whispered. "Knowledge without care is dangerous." Finally, the visions shifted. They were no longer hypothetical scenarios. The platform projected real moments from the history of Arendor, humans and aliens working together, building thriving communities, creating art, and learning to live in harmony with the forest. But the visions also showed moments of conflict, when greed, fear, or misunderstanding led to loss. Dr. Rao stepped back, overwhelmed. "It's beautiful and tragic. We have to understand this. The alien isn't just testing us. It's guiding us toward a path we could take ourselves." Lyra nodded. "Yes. The alien is showing us that every choice matters. Our actions define the future. If we can act wisely, we can preserve the knowledge and use it for good." As the test concluded, the forest seemed to respond with a soft, harmonious hum. The alien pulsed brightly, circling above the platform. Lyra felt a profound connection, as if the being was silently communicating approval. Their patience, care, and respect had passed the test. "Captain," Lasker said softly, "it's over. I think we've passed. It's not punishment. It was guidance." Lyra smiled. "Exactly. And now, the real journey begins. The alien has shown us the lessons, and we must carry them forward. But first, we must explore the next chamber. The alien's trust is a gift, and we must honor it." The alien moved ahead, leading the team to a natural passage hidden among the glowing trees. The walls of the passage shimmered with light, and the air seemed charged with energy. Lyra felt anticipation and awe. Whatever lay ahead, she knew it would be profound. The passage opened into a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in shadow and walls lined with floating crystalline nodes. Each node emitted a soft glow, displaying images, sounds, and data from the past. The alien hovered near the center, pulsing as if inviting the humans to engage with the knowledge. "This is it," Lyra said, her voice hushed. "The culmination of everything the alien has been guiding us toward. These nodes, they contain the essence of a civilization, the wisdom of humans and aliens working together." Dr. Rao approached a node and touched it. A holographic projection filled the chamber, showing humans from centuries ago exploring Arendor, learning from the alien species, and building communities in harmony with the glowing forests. Lyra watched in awe as the visions unfolded. "These humans, they were our ancestors, or at least closely related," she whispered. "They discovered the value of balance, respect, and knowledge, and the alien preserved it for us." The alien hovered near Lyra, pulsing gently. She felt a wave of understanding. Its silence was not empty. It was full of intention, patience, and wisdom. The test of humanity had been passed. But now came the true responsibility: to carry this knowledge forward and act on it wisely. Hours passed as the team explored the chamber. Each node revealed a lesson: the importance of empathy, cooperation, and respect for all life. The dangers of greed, fear, and misuse of knowledge, and the potential of humans to rise above challenges if guided by wisdom. Lyra realized that the alien had been waiting not just for anyone, but for humans capable of understanding these lessons, humans who could act with responsibility. Its silent observation had been a way to measure their readiness. As night fell, the forest outside the chamber glowed softly, reflecting the energy within. Lyra sat outside her tent, looking up at the alien, hovering among the trees. Its light pulsed in rhythm with her heartbeat, and she felt a profound connection. "This is more than a discovery," she whispered. "It's a responsibility. The alien has shown us what humans can achieve, and what we must avoid. We have to honor this knowledge, and we have to share it wisely." The alien hovered silently, as if acknowledging her words. Lyra understood that their journey was far from over. The test had been completed, but the real challenge lay ahead. Applying the lessons, carrying the knowledge, and ensuring that humanity did not repeat the mistakes of the past. For the first time, Lyra felt a deep sense of hope. The alien's guidance had revealed not just the dangers, but the incredible potential of humans. They were capable of great wisdom, creativity, and compassion if they chose the right path. And as the forest hummed softly under the moonlight, Lyra knew that the alien's silent watch would continue, guiding those who sought truth, understanding, and the courage to act wisely. Humanity's potential was being tested, and the future rested on the choices they would make next. The alien's light pulsed gently, and for the first time, Lyra felt certain. They were ready to take the next step. The knowledge had been revealed, the test had been passed, and the path forward was clear, but only if humans acted with care, respect, and wisdom. Arendor itself seemed to sigh in relief, its glowing trees shimmering softly, and the alien's silent presence radiated trust. Captain Lyra Vale closed her eyes and whispered to herself, "We will honor this. We will rise to the challenge, and we will carry the truth forward." The forest waited, alive and patient, as the humans prepared for the final part of their journey, the revelation of the ultimate truth, preserved for centuries, waiting for those worthy enough to understand it. The next morning, Arendor was bathed in a gentle green light that made the forest shimmer like a living jewel. Captain Lyra Vale and her team gathered at the edge of the crystalline clearing, the alien hovering nearby, its glowing form pulsing softly. After days of exploration, lessons, and tests, they had reached the final stage of their journey, the revelation of the ultimate truth. Lyra felt a mix of anticipation and calm determination. "This is it," she said quietly to her team. "The alien has led us this far. Now we will understand why it has waited for humans like us." Dr. Samir Rao adjusted his sensors, noting the subtle energy shifts in the environment. "The readings are unlike anything we've seen before. Whatever is about to happen, it will change our understanding of humanity itself." Lyra nodded. She had seen hints of the truth in the visions, in the glyphs, and in the memory nodes. But she knew the full revelation was still beyond her grasp. The alien pulsed brighter, as if sensing her readiness, and began to move toward a large crystalline formation at the center of the clearing. It was taller than any tree, shaped like a tower, with countless reflective surfaces that caught the light of the forest. The team followed cautiously. Lyra reached out and touched one of the crystals. Immediately, a surge of energy ran through her, connecting her mind to the memories within. Images flooded her vision. Humans from centuries ago, working alongside the alien species, learning to build societies in harmony with nature, creating knowledge and art together. But then the visions shifted. Lyra saw humans misusing knowledge, causing harm out of fear or greed, leading to loss and devastation. The alien's form pulsed brightly, and she realized it was showing the full cycle: potential, achievement, mistakes, and the consequences that followed. This is incredible, Dr. Rao whispered. It's like we're seeing the blueprint of what humans can be and what we can avoid. The alien guided them further, leading to an opening at the base of the crystalline tower. Inside was a chamber larger than any the team had explored before. Crystalline nodes floated in midair, each projecting vivid holographic images of the past. The alien hovered near the center, pulsing in rhythm with the energy of the room. Lyra stepped forward and touched a node. A vision unfolded. Humans and aliens working together in perfect harmony, building floating cities, nurturing glowing forests, and exchanging knowledge freely. The alien's pulse intensified, as if affirming that these humans had embodied the values it cherished: wisdom, empathy, and unity. This is the ultimate truth, Lyra whispered. Humans are capable of greatness if we choose the right path. Dr. Rao activated another node. This one revealed humans making mistakes, misusing knowledge, turning against each other, and ignoring the lessons of the alien species. Lyra felt a pang of sorrow. The alien's guidance was clear. Knowledge alone was not enough. Humans had to choose wisely, act responsibly, and live in harmony with life itself. The alien pulsed again, almost like a heartbeat, and a new vision appeared in the center of the chamber. This time, it showed a single human child, small but determined, interacting with the alien species long ago. The child's curiosity, courage, and kindness had led to discoveries that shaped the civilization's greatest achievements. Lyra felt a connection to the child, understanding that the alien's patience had been waiting for humans who could demonstrate similar qualities. She whispered softly, "We have to be like that child. Curious, kind, responsible, and brave." The alien moved closer, its form shimmering like liquid light. Lyra realized it was offering a final lesson, not through words but through its presence. It was showing the essence of humanity's potential: creativity, compassion, and the ability to rise above mistakes. The chamber began to glow brighter, and the holographic images merged into a single vision. Humans of all eras were seen learning, teaching, creating, and protecting life. The alien pulsed in harmony with the vision, and Lyra felt a wave of understanding. The alien's purpose had always been to guide humans, to preserve the wisdom of the past, and to inspire the future. Dr. Rao's voice trembled. "Captain, this is beyond science. It's hope. It's showing us what humans can truly be." Lyra nodded. "Yes. And now, it's our turn. We've learned the lessons. We've passed the tests. The alien has shown us the truth. It's up to us to carry it forward." The alien's light pulsed rhythmically, and the forest outside seemed to resonate with the energy. Trees swayed, crystals shimmered, and the air hummed softly, as if the planet itself recognized the significance of the moment. Lyra felt a deep sense of gratitude and responsibility. "This knowledge, it's a gift," she said. "But it's also a duty. We must share it wisely, teach others, and ensure that humanity learns from it, not repeats the mistakes of the past." The alien pulsed once more and then moved toward the chamber's exit. Lyra followed, feeling a connection stronger than ever. The being had guided them through tests, revealed history, and now entrusted them with the ultimate truth. Its silent guidance had transformed from observation to mentorship, showing the humans the path they must follow. As they emerged into the glowing forest, the alien hovered above, casting a gentle light across the trees. Lyra felt a sense of completion, yet also a sense of beginning. The alien had fulfilled its role, and now the humans carried the knowledge forward. Lasker spoke softly, almost in awe. "Captain, it's like the alien waited centuries for the right humans to arrive. And now, we're here. We're the ones it trusted." Lyra nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. "Yes, and we cannot fail. We must honor this trust, respect the lessons, and share the knowledge with care. The team walked through the forest, observing the alien one last time. Its form shimmered and pulsed in quiet approval. And then, slowly, it retreated into the glowing trees, leaving the humans to their journey. Lyra felt a wave of emotion, gratitude, awe, and determination. Back at the crystalline clearing, Lyra and her team took one last look at the towering crystals, remembering the visions, the lessons, and the silent guidance of the alien. They knew that the true work had only begun, carrying the wisdom of Arendor to humanity, and inspiring a future where knowledge, compassion, and responsibility went hand in hand. That night, under the soft glow of Arendor's forests, Lyra reflected on everything they had experienced. The alien's silence had spoken volumes, revealing the potential of humans, the mistakes to avoid, and the responsibilities they now bore. She realized that the journey to understand and apply this knowledge would not be easy, but it was worth every challenge. "We have the chance to change humanity's future," she whispered. "The alien showed us the truth, and now it's up to us to use it wisely. We cannot squander this gift." The forest hummed softly, alive with energy, as if acknowledging the human's resolve. Lyra felt the presence of the alien one last time, a silent guardian watching over the forest, its work complete, its trust given. In the days that followed, the team prepared to return to Earth. They carefully recorded the knowledge, ensuring that the lessons, visions, and wisdom of Arendor would be shared with humanity. Lyra knew that the alien's guidance had given them a chance to inspire a future where humans could rise above fear and greed, act with empathy, and embrace their potential. As the aurora's dawn lifted off from Arendor, Lyra looked back at the glowing forest. The alien was nowhere in sight, yet she felt its presence, a quiet reassurance that they were on the right path. The planet shimmered below, full of light, life, and memory, waiting for the humans to carry the truth forward. "This is just the beginning," Lyra said softly to herself. "The alien has shown us what is possible. Now it is our responsibility to make it real." And so, humanity's story took a new turn. The knowledge of Arendor, preserved for centuries, had been entrusted to those capable of understanding its meaning. The alien's silence had spoken all along, teaching lessons that words could never convey. Through patience, observation, and guidance, it had revealed the ultimate truth. Humans have the potential to rise above their mistakes, act with wisdom, and shape a future filled with hope and possibility. Captain Lyra Vale and her team carried the alien's message back to Earth, their hearts full of awe, their minds full of knowledge, and their spirits strengthened by the silent witness who had waited so long for humanity to awaken to its potential. The alien's work on Arendor was done, but its silent guidance would echo through the choices of humans for generations to come, reminding them that truth, responsibility, and wisdom are the keys to a future worth living. Arendor's glowing forests remained, silent but alive, a testament to the lessons learned, the civilizations that had come before, and the hope that humanity could rise to meet the challenge and embrace the potential the alien had preserved for centuries. And somewhere in the forest, the alien waited quietly, ever patient, ever watchful, ready for the next human who would seek the truth and learn to carry it forward.